ever wanted to enjoy a slice of Europe without breaking the bank, Florence might just be your perfect escape. Here you get the best Italian food, then creamy gelato, handmade pasta, and that famous Florentine steak in a city that's both beautiful and surprisingly affordable. Staying in Florence means you can treat yourself to designer brands and handcrafted Italian leather, explore walkable neighborhoods, and get around easily using public transportation, all without needing a car. Plus, as a non-EU visitor, you can save even more by claiming up to 15% back in tax rebates on your shopping. But the city's magic isn't just in its food or shopping. Florence is bursting with accessible experiences, people watching in lively piazzas or plazas, catching street performances, and enjoying snacks as you mingle with the locals or simply take in the sights. Stay tuned while I show you the must-eat foods and the best places to try them, how to navigate the shopping scene, and ways to soak up the city's vibe on a budget. But before we dive in, I want to remind you to like this video, share it with a friend, and subscribe to my channel. Then take a moment to hear from one of the Principles of Increase sponsors. If you're a digital nomad, or like me, spend lots of time traveling, listen up. What I'm about to tell you will change your life. Introducing Genki, the ultimate health insurance for world explorers just like you. Imagine roaming the globe without a care, knowing you're covered for any medical emergency. From scooter mishaps to tropical illnesses, Genki's got your back. With instant sign-up and quick claims, you can focus on your adventures, not paperwork. Don't let health worries hold you back. Choose Genki and travel with confidence. To get your free quote, just screenshot the QR code that you see here, or check out the link in the description below. Our journey to Florence started at the Stratford station in London, where we took the Greater Anglia line out to the Southend Airport around 4 a.m. They closed some of those entrances to that station, so make sure you practice the route. From there, we hopped on an EasyJet flight to Pisa, and when we landed, we decided against an Uber because they can be up to $300 or 300 euros. So we just took a train to the Santa Maria Novella station for about $9 a piece. FYI, if you do want to see the Leaning Tower Pizza, it is a short Uber or electric scooter ride from the airport, but we were so tired we just decided to get on the train and make it to our apartment. And after about an hour or so on the train, which really didn't have much in the way of air conditioning, so it was pretty hot, but the ride was very scenic. However, I will say that as soon as we got off, we went to the little plaza that was right there, and we had some of the best gelato that we had the whole time. It's called Gelateria Santa Maria Novella, named after that plaza and that station, the train station. From there, we were about 11-minute walk to our apartment, which was perfectly situated close to the luxury shops, great restaurants, and many of the city's main attractions. But before we get into the rest of our Florence adventures, let me take a moment to share a bit about home exchange. It's a unique and budget-friendly way to travel that lets you stay in real homes around the world, and it made our Florence trip even more special. If you're not using home exchange, you're missing out. Imagine traveling the world, staying in unique homes, and saving money. With over 200,000 members in 155 countries, Home Exchange is revolutionizing travel. Experience authentic local living, make new friends, and create unforgettable memories. I recently used the Home Exchange platform to score a great condo in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands, just steps away from Sapphire Beach. Then I vacationed like a local by getting a spacious, well-equipped home in a peaceful neighborhood that was perfect for my family's Eastside Island tour in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Offer the low cost of a nominal annual membership and cleaning fees for each stay. The best part is that I can use guest points or swap homes with many others who also happen to be Airbnb hosts, which typically means a clean, professional vacation home. Screenshot the QR code that you see below or click the link in the description to create your free account so you can start earning points for free stays or swapping homes with others all around the world on the Home Exchange platform. Don't just visit a destination, live it. Join Home Exchange today and unlock a world of possibilities. One thing I really enjoy about Florence is how much you can experience without spending a lot of money. If you're a fan of art and architecture, this is the place for you. Every few steps reveals beautiful statues, stunning buildings, and the classic charm of cobblestone streets. You can spend hours wandering, eating outdoors, and enjoying the constant showcase of street performers, bringing the city to life. There are also plenty of museums to check out, some offering discounts for EU residents, people with disabilities, or even free entry on certain days of the week. In this case, we actually visited the Galileo Museum, which was supposed to focus on a lot of his discoveries and his scientific work, but I found that it was a museum that really celebrated scientific instrumentation and the scientific process, but it was still very enjoyable. Plus, we got a discount because my youngest daughter is under 18 years old, which I believe makes her eligible for the child entry price. And one of my favorite affordable activities was taking a bus up through the Rose Garden to the Piazzale Michelangelo, hope I pronounced that right, to catch an unforgettable sunset over the city. Florence is super walkable, but for this trip, we did use the local bus. You can get tickets at, I think it's called a tabacchi shop around the city. They have like a big T on the sign, and the tickets are about 100 or $1.50 in terms of euros. But if you're buying from the driver, I think it's a little bit higher, around 250 euros. So make sure you validate your ticket as soon as you board. Just stick it into the machine at the front of the bus. Don't skip this step because the transit authority is known for spot checks and there are hefty fines if your ticket isn't stamped. So when you finally hike up the hill and get to the Piazzale Michelangelo, you will see that it is a whole vibe. The plaza is filled with people having picnics, going to vendor kiosks, and you are going to get some epic selfies and other scenery shots when you're here. So it's such a good time. I think you'll really enjoy it. Lots of lively musical performances, just a lot of fun. And on the way back, we opted not to take the bus and we walked over the Arno River by way of one of the bridges. It's across from the iconic Ponte Vecchio, which gives you some amazing sights, and it's basically this bridge lined with like charming shops and rich history, and it's definitely a must-see anytime you come to Florence. Are you tired of dealing with mail? Whether you're traveling the world or just want to simplify your life, Traveling Mailbox has you covered. It's the game changer you didn't know you needed. With Traveling Mailbox, managing your mail becomes effortless and secure. Instead of spending hours opening, scanning, or shredding mail yourself, Traveling Mailbox does it all for you. Every piece is scanned, giving you instant notifications so that you can read, save, or discard it with just a click. After switching to Traveling Mailbox, I couldn't be happier. My wake-up call came after missing a critical life insurance notice while traveling, causing my policy to be canceled. To make matters worse, I almost racked up more IRS debt and fees after missing their notifications too. Now with Traveling Mailbox, I have peace of mind. I no longer waste time driving to a P.O. box or dealing with tedious manual mail processes. Need a package forwarded anywhere? Consider it done. Have checks that need depositing? Traveling Mailbox securely mails them straight to your bank of choice. It's the ultimate time saver for personal and business use. Plus, it costs less than a traditional P.O. box, which can run over $200 a year in many cities. And that's without all the services that Traveling Mailbox offers you. USPS Informed Delivery, it doesn't come close. Traveling Mailbox has made managing my mail smarter, safer, and more affordable. With discounts like 2 months free for life when you pay annually, it's never been a better time to make the switch. Simplify your life and protect your peace of mind. Traveling Mailbox has you covered. To simplify your life, you can start your Traveling Mailbox subscription today. Simply scan the QR code that you see on your screen, or you can click the affiliate link below. You can also visit my website, www.principlesofincrease.com/traveling mailbox. So next up, we are going to talk about one of my favorite things about traveling to different places, and that is the food scene. Florence food, I will say that it can be good. It's a little hit or miss. Maybe because we were in a really super touristy part of town. However, that said, I feel like we did find a decent mix of dishes that we liked. But if I go again, I probably would do some type of food tour because, plus it was really hot. So it was hard to have a huge appetite for all of the things that we could eat in. But I feel like we did come out with some pretty tasty options, which I will talk about right now. We are huge fans of Mark Wayne, so when we saw his food tour of Florence, we definitely paid attention to the Lampadotto sandwich from Triparina Polini. Hope I said that right, which is a local favorite. And I think it's about a 20-minute walk outside the city center. So Lampadotto is a traditional Florentine street food made from slow-cooked beef tripe, served on a crusty roll. So tripe, I believe, are intestines. So I'm going to be honest, at first I was hesitant because it really has a strong gamey aroma and the texture is, it's kind of strange. But the version I got was marinated in a tomato sauce and it had a really savory flavor. And the bread was perfect. It was fresh. It was like soft on the inside, kind of chewy, crusty on the outside. And even though I really liked it, I kind of wish there was something a little acidic to go along with it, like pickled peppers, to kind of cut through that richness and the fat. But I will say overall, it was very satisfying, kind of adventurous. And plus, being from Chicago, it made me think like, I think this could be the ancestor of the Italian beef. So I just had to try it and I wasn't disappointed. It came out pretty tasty. You cannot go to Florence without stopping by one of its most famous gelaterias, Vivoli, which is known all over social media for its super decadent affogato. Now, if you haven't had one before, affogato is where a scoop of gelato meets a hot shot of espresso poured right over the top, and it creates a silky sweet, kind of slightly bitter treat, and it just melts together in the cup. And the pistachio affogato at Vivoli in particular is very famous, very popular as a standout, and I liked it because that gelato with the espresso was just like next level, super delicious. Now let's talk about one of Florence's most iconic dishes, the Florentine steak, or the bistecca alla fiorentina. Oh my goodness, that pronunciation. This legendary steak dates back to the Renaissance era, and it's made from a thick cut of Chianina beef, traditionally grilled over wood or charcoal, and it's served rare to highlight its natural flavors. It is a must try for any meat lover, which is me, visiting the city. We gave it a try at a place called Tavernetta della Signoria. So we stumbled on this spot without reading any reviews because we were just super hungry. But we were really surprised at how really just great the food was. The steak was amazing. It was tender, juicy, full of that signature smoky flavor from the wood grill. On the downside, however, the service was pretty awful. That said, in a city packed with trattorias and steakhouses, you will have plenty of opportunities to hunt down a great Florentine steak with friendlier, more attentive service. We even tried the tiramisu there, which was just okay. And I will just say as an aside that overall, I really enjoyed pretty much every bakery that I visited in Florence. I can tell the ingredients are really fresh and there is tons of variety. It reminds me of some of the boulangeries or bakeries that you find in France. Everything is just really well done and super tasty. So starting my day off with a pastry was pretty regular while I was there, so you can't go wrong with that. You won't be disappointed with all the fresh ingredients and the creativity in Italian bakeries. And finally, it's time to talk about what we've all been waiting for, and that is how to get your shop on in Florence, Italy. For some reason, when I booked this trip, I didn't even make the connection between the Italian leather, the luxury brands, and all that stuff that people know about Italy. So when I got there, I was scrambling at the last minute to figure out a plan. So here are some tips that I came up with. Number one, you should know that when you go to some of these shops, especially the pelletterias or the leather goods places, you can totally negotiate prices. What you see on the price tag is something that can be haggled, so don't forget to do that. Another thing is, don't just focus on the luxury brands. I mean, if you want to pay $5,000 for a purse, go right ahead, but there are some other super cute, high quality options that don't necessarily have a famous name attached to it that you should consider, because it's going to be really high quality. It's going to last you for a long time. So don't skimp out on those. And then there are a few thrift stores that we found that had a lot of good options as well. You can even get luxury brands on consignment. So you might see a Louis Vuitton purse that's a little bit older. You can get something like that for $400, $700. So don't rule out the thrift stores. Then you want to look at some of your options to customize things. You can get things with your imprinted with your initials. You can get gym shoes that are customized. You can revive gym shoes. So there's just a lot of neat craftsmanship that you should pay attention to. And then finally, let's talk about the tax rebate. So the long and short of it is that if you spend at least 70 euros, then you should be able to get a tax rebate receipt from participating shop owners. They're going to want to look at your passport because you can't be an EU resident to get this tax rebate. And essentially, you want to carry this with you to the airport. Now, you're not going to go past security and check your luggage, but you do need your boarding pass. So you can pull out an electronic version, and the customs people are going to want to take a look at that. They are going to kind of review and then give you this envelope that you can put into like a mailbox. And what I noticed is that within a day or two that I got a refund right back to the card that I used. I don't know how they have all this stuff on file, but it came right back to the card, and voila, I had gotten the money back I spent on taxes. And it can be up to like 12, 13, 14, 15%, something in that neighborhood. So I will put some more tips down below in the description box. That's all I have for today. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate your support.